Welcome back to the Breakroom. The Marvels got a new featurette with some new footage on the heels of an interesting runtime rumor. Let's dig into it today. I'm Brandon Beck. Who cares? Joining me at the table today is Gina Ippolito.
Hi, everybody.
We're going to talk about the Marvels today, folks. But one thing we don't marvel about is the attitude of the studios right now. Folks, there's a strike going on. SAG, the WGA, they're still on strike. And what we're doing today is not paid promotion for anything that these studios are churning out. This is journalistic, editorial content. We're not promoting the movie or otherwise doing so. In fact, we're going to tear it apart. Not so much. We're going to go through the featurette that was released today, talk about some of the things we saw in it, what it might mean for the movie. There's been some rumors about the runtime of the movie. There's been some quotes about the content of the movie.
Okay.
Let's talk about all of it.
I want to hear
prepare
all
for the
of it.
Marvels. We're going to get into this wacky movie, folks.
Yeah.
Like I said, the Marvel released a new featurette called Journey to the Marvels today on the Marvel channel about the Marvels, featuring the Marvels. Let's watch through it again in case you haven't seen it. Let's have a rewatch. Is that the moon? I don't know. There's a structure right there. Maybe not Earth's moon. Oh, well, flashbacks. New. That's new.
She got a new tank top.
New tank top. Blockbuster video gone.
Old Blockbuster.
Old Blockbuster gone. I forget, did she shoot? She shot the engine and made it blow up? Oh, yeah, because...
Yeah. But she didn't know what she was doing.
Right.
But she was like, oh no, someone's gonna get it.
Yeah,
I gotta destroy it.
Or Annette Bening told her to destroy it.
Yeah.
This is also a good reminder that Annette Bening was in Captain Marvel, in case you forgot. Oh, okay. Some WandaVision. Okay, everyone remembers this.
Dustin on back.
This trailer was made for my mother, who will be like, I didn't watch anything on Disney Plus. What's going on in this movie?
Who's that?
Who is this person? Oh. Lest we forget, Hayward tried to gun her down in the street.
Yeah, I think he was aiming for the kids, which is even worse.
Well, she didn't. Are the bullets still inside her? They kind of slow down, or they pop to the other side in the show, right?
I bet she pooped him out.
Okay, that makes sense. She's like, where the hell did you get this? How many Kree did you kill to get this, Kamala? Now, you were saying you don't believe Kamala could have gotten these fighting skills.
I mean, listen, this is all from the show.
That's all the show.
But then at some point, she's like really fighting.
Yeah.
I think most people could not throw a punch without breaking their hands. Me included.
That's what makes her suited to get the power.
But her power is all like, it's not like,
it's
hey,
hard,
I got the power to know how to throw a punch and not break a thumb.
This is good. Maybe they trained.
I think she trained at the New Jersey YMCA.
Okay.
I think she went to Parsippany, New Jersey.
Oh, never heard of it.
To the YMCA, North Jersey, where I've had my first job when I was 16 years old, Parsippany, New Jersey.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What are your initial reactions off this trailer? Does this continue to build excitement for this film for you?
Yeah.
Not a ton of new stuff. A little bit of new stuff
I would
in
love
there.
a little bit more new stuff, but I always like going into a movie without knowing too much.
Sure.
Like right now, it just looks like, oh, this movie's going to be all about the cat, because that was what I was focused on.
I think it's good to show that they're really leaning into, hey, all the things that led up to this do matter.
Yeah. So like if you invested time in the Disney Plus series, you're not just like, I wasted a whole month.
Yeah, I think we were all a little disappointed when, the Scarlet Witch was like, to Doctor Strange was like, I'm really sorry about New Jersey. And he's like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I didn't watch that. Wanda, I don't have a Disney Plus subscription, Wanda.
I was using my mom's, but then she got mad at me one day and changed the password.
I missed it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a whole side story about how Doctor Strange sometimes doesn't get along with his mom.
Yeah, he doesn't get along. It's good to show all that. They're still using Intergalactic by the Beastie Boys. They paid for the rights to that song. They're gonna keep using it.
I think just Marvel or Disney in general was like, let's just use this in as many movies as we can.
I wonder if they're gonna try and really hone in on a theme, like a Captain Marvel theme or a Marvels theme.
I mean, it seems like
it's technically the second Captain Marvel movie, so at this point we should be establishing a theme song for her.
It seems like the movie's all about like teamwork.
You give them all the same
makes
theme.
The dream work.
Yeah.
Stronger together. Ladies getting stuff done.
Getting stuff done.
Hot lady summer. I'm just gonna keep saying.
You're gonna. This is a fall movie. Hot lady fall.
Ladies love shopping.
Okay. Do you think they'll go shopping at some point in this movie?
I hope so.
There will be like a makeover montage.
Yeah,
sequence?
I hope that they're like, oh no, I tore my sleeve, and then someone's like, you know what this means? Shopping spree.
Well, there is that scene with all the dancing. It looks like maybe a party or a wedding or something. Maybe they're gonna have to get ready for that scene.
Oh yeah.
It's like in every Mission Impossible movie, they always find a way to go to a party.
Yeah.
But they have to wear a fancy outfit too.
We
never see the montage, but we get the reveal of the fancy outfit.
Yeah, every Marvel movie that features more than one woman character has to have a shopping spree scene. Kamala Khan is like, I live in New Jersey, I know all about malls. So then they go to the mall and they they're shopping at Wet Seal.
R.I.P. to Wet Seal. Isn't that just bathing suits? No, Wet Seal was like
Wet
club
Seal was
clothes.
like Wet Seal and 579.
We're like club clothes.
We're like, like club clothes are for like 16-year-olds.
Yeah, well, that happens. Yeah, Gina, do you think there will be enough men in this movie for the women to have conversations about that?
I don't know.
The reverse Bechdel test.
Yeah. Gosh, you ladies are always talking about crime fighting. You're
They're
never
like,
talking
what's
about
Iron Man
men.
up to? I heard he's dead. Yeah. I mean, I think they're trying to build hype for this movie. They're in a weird position right now where they can't use the actors involved to promote this movie.
That's true.
So they're just gonna have to, and it seems they're not gonna budge. It seems like this is coming out.
Here's the thing. Here's what they should do. I'm gonna give them the golden idea.
Mm-hmm.
They should have like a press junkets, but only have cats at them, but not tell anyone that it's just
the press
gonna be
would show up
cats.
for that. I think.
Like the press shows up assuming it's gonna be the stars, and it's like, now the stars of the Marvels, and then they just release 800
They just
cats.
have like, this is Cat Roll Danvers.
Kamala
I know,
Khan.
Kamala Khan.
Put in the chat if you've got a better pun name.
Give us your cat pun names for Captain Marvel or the Marvel's characters. Nick Fury.
Oh
would be
yeah.
an easy one, I think.
Monica.
Just go slower. I think it's just Monica Rambo, maybe.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Maybe. I think it's where we go there.
Kamala
Kamala Khan. Now that one
winner.
I like. This is adorable, folks.
Winner.
There's a merch idea, John. If you're watching, we do the Marvels with all Flerkens, and it's they're all cats.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out in post.
I would buy that.
You remember those shirts from the 90s where it was like 3 cats walking forward on the front, and on the back of the shirt would be their butts?
Yeah.
Scandalous.
Talking a lot about the 90s today.
We're having a generational show. I told you, nostalgia is a dangerous drug, and you'll keep chasing it. Let's highlight a few moments from that trailer that we think really stood out. First, this one popped for me, okay?
Yeah.
This shot here of Carol using a fracking pod. Oh, we're calling it a fracking pod. That's what they called it on Secret Invasion. I don't remember if they ever used the term fracking pod in the Captain Marvel movie when we first saw it.
Yeah.
And this is a new shot because in this came right after a sequence of shots from the Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah.
But in that movie, when it's getting done to her, she's like hanging upside down and
and it's Talos, right?
it's not Talos. It's different Skrulls doing it to her, right?
Okay.
Or maybe it is Talos. No, it is Talos.
Yeah, because you can hear him talking, and he's like, "Oh, she's like kind of waking up."
He's got his accent in.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ben Mendelsohn. R.I.P.
Yeah. Who knows?
Killed off so many of those characters in that show. But she's using like the fracking pod technology here to kind of untotal recall herself, I guess, like bring back the memories that they buried or took from her.
Yeah, which, like, you know what? Love it or hate it, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did have a machine that brought back Coulson's memories because he was like
he was reconstructed from his
he like thought he was in
matter.
Tahiti, and people were like, oh, maybe you weren't. And he was like, put me in a machine and like help me remember things. So they've had this technology, and that was also based a lot on like, we use like Kree blood to bring you back.
There's a lot of Kree stuff.
So like Kree, I guess like really maybe they also love nostalgia.
Oh, okay.
And they like put you under this machine if you're like, I want to remember my high school prom.
Well, and it's implied that the Kree suppressed her memories.
Yeah, like because if
the Supreme Intelligence did for whatever purpose to
control
her power.
But the thing that I find interesting is like, it was implied in Captain Marvel that she was like getting her memories back. Like she was looking at.
Yeah.
So we don't know how much time has passed since then, but you mean to tell me she hasn't gotten her memories back?
It takes a long time. Wolverine spent his whole fucking life trying to get his memories back.
Yeah, that's true. But like, smell a candle
that was a plot
or something.
Point. That was a plot. There's a lot of memories to get back, buddy.
Sense memories. Smell a
lot
candle.
Of memories
and be
to
like,
get back.
oh, it smells like the inside of a fighter jet.
She doesn't know what a fighter jet is. She forgot. What I think is interesting, right? They've introduced this technology now. And if this stuff can be reversed to like access this stuff, okay, follow me here. After Secret Invasion, you gotta assume someone's taking this tech that they've discovered here. Right? DOGC comes in, they take this tech. This is great tech, okay?
Yeah.
Let's say you capture any of the Skrulls they capture and don't just shoot immediately.
Yeah.
You could, in theory, plug them into the machine and see what they've been up to, right? And you could learn a lot. They could imagine plugging like Baron Zemo into one of these machines and learn everything he knows.
But they were doing a lot of work in Captain Marvel. It wasn't just like, hey, let's like plug you in and like look. Like they were like it seemed like they were keeping her sedated and she was fighting it and so there's like a lot. It seems like it's not just like put on a hat. Oh, I see your whole life.
I think we should use this. I think the humans should use this to their advantage.
Oh, you are a warmonger,
I'm a warmonger. I'm a war criminal. This is
plug them into the machine.
Listen. The rules have changed. Okay, we got Thanos, we got Celestials, we got bigger fish to fry. There, I'm on Nick Fury's side. We start plugging criminals into this machine. See what we can learn.
I think you could plug them.
This is better than waterboarding, right? It's better than torture.
I think you should. I'm taking the tack of like use it, but use it to like find out why they are the way they are. Like plug Thanos in, and then like when he's little, he's like in the middle of you see him like in the middle of a schoolyard, and there's like 10 kids that are like making fun of him, and they're like, "Hey, purple weirdo,
what's up,
fucking ball chin?" And then he's like, "If only there were 5 of you, 5 of you I could fight. 10 of you is too many. If only I could erase half of you." And then like that's when like 5-year-old Thanos is like, "I got it."
What you doing, Thanos? We're gonna go hang with Eros. He's way cooler.
Sure, you could use this like memory machine to be like, Thanos, it's not your fault. He's like, shut up.
You want to use it for like regressive therapy tactics?
Well, yeah, like I want to find out what makes him tick and just be like, hey, Thanos, do you know that the reason you did this is because you had like 10 kids piling up on you and you thought you could only take, and he was like, oh shit. Now I'm a basic bitch and I don't like this plan anymore.
Let's just keep him sedated, take his memories, kill him. Boom. Problem solved. 2
very different takes. Vote for one of us.
Let's get a poll going in the chat.
One of us for president.
Yeah. There's only 2 choices, folks.
Yeah. Warmonger who wants to kill everyone. Lady who wants to rehabilitate murderous criminals.
There you go.
And they'll probably kill everyone again.
this is your pitch you're making. They will probably kill everyone again.
Well, I'm trying to be unbiased here.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Another moment in the trailer that stands out. The Kree in New Jersey. Now we've kind of seen this before. This shot was in another trailer that came out already too. But I don't think we've really talked about how the Kree are here.
Yeah.
So fast. Are these like sleeper agents we've heard so much about? We know that when they use their powers, they switch places.
Yeah.
And from that post-credit sequence in Ms. Marvel, we know that Kamala switches out of her closet or out of her bedroom into wherever Carol was, or maybe into Monica. Like they all 3 switch.
Yeah.
Like they just kind of rotate. We don't know all the rules yet. But was like Carol, wherever Carol was, let's say she gets moved, she comes to New Jersey. Were there like Kree touching her when she got zapped, and so they got zapped too? But they don't appear in the closet, so I don't know.
I was thinking there's a Kree beacon. Like I was thinking anytime, again,
anytime the bangle goes off?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reference, but like there were beacons placed around places that the second they were activated, like the Kree are like, it's like when your phone goes off when you're supposed to feed your meter, and the Kree's like, crap, I gotta go to Earth. There's a thing I gotta do. They
call it Terra, I believe.
But when they feed their meter, they call it.
They feed the meter. They call it Earth. They call meters Earth.
So I think as soon as she like used the bangle, some like Kree that's been like sitting in a warehouse, like just like playing solitaire.
Shit, today's the day.
It's like, wow, all right, I guess.
He wipes off this like flesh color paint, and then like, Jerry, you're blue. My name is not Jerry. It's Ray, and I am here to kill.
But Jerry, you were supposed to buy Mary's birthday cake this week for her birthday.
I got the cake, Frank. It's in the fridge now. You'll never see me again.
No chocolate though, right? She said she's allergic.
Fuck. I got chocolate. I thought you said get chocolate. All right, first I will go get a new cake, and then I will kill a teenage girl.
I'm gonna ignore that last part as long as you get cake. Also get candles, we're out.
You got it. Working at this H&R Block has been a dream come true. A dream come true. I shall miss you all. I sure hope the Supreme Intelligence isn't dead. That'll just destroy me. Now we've seen shots of the Kree in Kamala's house, and clearly this battle takes place there. Like there's damage. They're all sitting around afterwards, and all this damage is done. But I mean, do you think they just kind of like? You think they were already on Earth, or they were flying around and they fly there? They get there in like within 20 minutes.
Yeah. I think that they get there within 20 minutes less, or your Kree pizza is free.
I would love for this show to establish that not only are there a million Skrulls on the planet.
Yeah.
Still insane.
Yeah.
But there's Asgardians, and now there's also like Kree that have snuck in. Like Earth has done a horrible job of keeping track of the in and out.
No, I think the Kree are like in space.
Okay.
They get an
quick
alert that says like, hey, someone's using this tech that hasn't been used since the 16 whatever. When was that flashback we saw?
I don't think it was the 16 whatever. I believe it was in the early 1960s. No, it was like 1950 something.
1825?
Because she gets the bangle
I've been rewatching a lot of Loki, so
she gets
time
the
travel.
bangle during the partition, which I was in like the 1950s.
Oh, right.
That's when she gets the bangle, right? Because she got the bangle before that. The grandma got it.
Yeah.
I forget.
I'm getting me confused with all the other time travel.
We are going to do a Miss Marvel rewatch before the Marvels.
Is she given the bangle during the partition? Like when they're on the, like she's leaving.
Right.
Or she's always had it.
She's always had it?
Oh, maybe
it was given to her.
It.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
She's Louise, guys.
I don't remember
if you know in the chat, call in, please.
Yeah. We'll rewatch it. Don't worry, everybody.
Yeah.
We'll rewatch it.
But yeah, so in theory, every time it goes off, they're keeping track.
Yeah,
they just notice a lot of activity.
I think it's like, hey, can you go? It's at a house in New Jersey.
Go get it.
Can you go? Try not to wreck the place.
Also, the Kree. I mean, we see the blue guy there, and he's in Kree outfit, so he probably just came off the ship. But the pink Kree, right, are more Caucasian-looking Earthling style.
Yeah.
They just have they're like Jude Law, where they're just like.
Yeah,
what we would consider like a normal human flesh tone.
Yeah, they're like
you could put those people on Earth very
who doesn't want to spend hours in blue makeup.
Yeah.
That's what they look like.
Yeah. They were like, Gemma Chan, get in the chair. She's like, I don't want. Shut up.
Yeah.
Jude Law's not going in the chair. You are, Gemma Chan. Don't worry, they'll cast you again in a much bigger role.
Yeah.
In a much bigger role.
She's like, I'll only be blue this one time if you let me not be blue at a future time. And they're like, all right.
All right. Fine.
Add it into her contract.
Add it to the contract. You're Chloe Zhao's problem now. We also got this shot of Goose, and there's been a lot of debate in the office.
Is it Goose? Are we sure it's Goose?
Of a Flerken.
Okay.
We assume this is not a normal house cat. It must be Goose.
I mean, I hope it's Goose. I want it to be Goose.
It must be Goose.
But in one of the trailers, we saw a whole slew.
Yeah, we saw a whole bunch. But this is Goose. Goose hangs out.
Is it Goose? So Goose is still thriving?
We're gonna say it's Goose. Goose is still thriving.
I love it. What's the average lifespan of a Flerken?
Well, we don't know. And we also don't. We had a lot of debate in the office about whether this was good CGI or bad CGI. Now, we know that there's extensive CGI going on because Brie Larson, thank you. I wanted to say Carol Danvers. Brie Larson is extremely allergic to cats. And anytime that like you see Carol near Goose, it's either like a body double because it's from the back, or it's like a CG composite shot because she can't be around. Now, so there's no way that Brie Larson had a cat on her shoulder on set, right? So there's some CG going on there. But the glow around it, we were trying to debate if it's like her normal kind of glow shield she makes for herself.
Yeah, extending.
It's extending into the cat.
Yeah.
Right. But, or the Flerken, not a cat. I don't want to call it a cat.
Yeah, is she allergic to Flerkens?
But we don't even know if the Flerken needs to be inside it. Could Flerken survive in the vacuum space? Do Flerkens need oxygen?
But here's the thing. I think it's more along the lines of like, so it doesn't blow off of her shoulder.
Maybe
She's
that could
flying
be.
pretty fast.
Hang on, it's got claws.
You get... Slow down, please! Slow down, God, Jesus Christ! I got the shield! Slow down!
Just piss and shit flying out of the back of it. It's fucking scared. You know, when you see Carol coming from the front, it's like the front of the cat, but if you look from behind, you see the cat's butthole.
And it's just
piss and shit flying out.
All down her back.
All
and
down
that
her
is
back.
a hard sell.
Jesus fucking Christ, I'm not okay with this.
I could watch watch this and the neighbors from the neighbors saying, "Hey, Rocco," all day.
Oh, Rocco. Do you think it's good CGI or bad CGI, chat?
Chat's saying good.
Chat's saying good.
That's the thing. I was the only one on team. I didn't even say good. I just said not bad because
I feel like the cat has a real like pushback face.
that's
where Carol
what her
kind
face
of
would
looks.
look like.
But Carol looks normal.
She's used to it. She's used to like.
You can't control your hair just to be like flat or your face.
No, she's like, it's like how celebrities always seem to know how to pose for photos. Like,
go watch Mission Impossible, any Mission Impossible movie where Tom Cruise is jumping on a plane. His face is just like wrapped. She's flying in the upper atmosphere.
But that's part of the bubble. It's like.
But then why is the cat like that?
Because he's
Dashiell, bring up the shot again. Look, the cat is like. Carol's got a normal face. She's stern. Her bangs are in the front.
No, I bet she put the protective bubble around it, but the cat was like, "Can you leave my nose free so I can sniff?" And then Carol was like, "Okay, so like
want to
this
smell the air."
little,
oh,
yeah, the cat wants to smell the air. So
just
this
funneling bugs
section.
into the. Smells great out here. It's not a cat. It's a Flerken.
The Flerken wants to smell.
We don't
taste
know.
Things.
We don't know.
It wants to smell space and time.
Interesting. Do you think it's possible any of the cats featured in Egyptian hieroglyphics were actually Flerken?
Oh, I think all of them, probably.
That's why the Egyptians really worshipped them, because they knew what that thing was capable of?
I think also because they probably like the way the pyramids were built, which no one knows to this day.
We know exactly how they're built.
The Flerken, it's impossible to know. No one knows it.
I believe we know exactly how they were.
No one has any idea. Probably aliens. But I think the Flerken swallowed a bunch of these stones and then barfed them out into a perfect pyramid.
Oh, that actually makes more sense.
Yeah. History Channel, get on it.
I do like that.
Yeah.
Speaking of the History Channel, why not check out our merch options over at nerdriot.shop. There's a little program called Ahsoka on right now. Apologies to Andor. Ahsoka's on right now. We've got a new line of shirts inspired by the show. Look at that, Sabine Wren.
Yeah.
Is she a Jedi? Is she a Mandalorian? We'll never know. We'll never know. What'd you think of episode 3, Gina?
Ooh, I liked it. I liked this mystery. I've been rewatching Rebels along with the rewatch team, and it's delightful. I want it all to tie in.
Well, speaking of Rebels, look at these two Rebels.
I like the height difference.
You like the height difference? Yeah, really accentuating the platforms they put old Darth in. Hayden wasn't that tall.
He wasn't.
They really gave him some
extenders.
Well, he got his legs chopped off. So.
Yeah, and like when he was like under, he was like, "Can you make me taller, please?"
We have those awesome Ahsoka inspired shirts, also some other Star Wars inspired shirts you've seen us holding up lately. I'm just digging around down here. Yeah. You know, these like sports inspired, like, oh, it's the Tython lightsaber.
Okay.
It's Obi-Wan to their base.
Oh.
That was all I know about baseball. That was it. That was
third base, that's all you know? There's other numbers.
You think they're using a pitch clock in Star Wars baseball? You think they adopted a pitch clock?
What's a pitch clock? I don't know what that is.
In baseball this year, they added a pitch clock. So you only have so long between when you set and like you can pitch to speed up the game.
Is it because people were scrolling through Instagram?
Yes, because no, it's because the fans were scrolling through Instagram because baseball games took 4 hours long. Mm-hmm. But now they hate it because now they're too fast.
Oh, you gotta pay attention. You gotta keep your eye on the ball.
You gotta keep your eye on the ball. You keep your eye on the ball by going to nerdriot.shop and check out our awesome merch and support the new Rockstars network and all the great work we're doing here. Yeah, let's talk about this runtime. Mm-hmm. We don't have an official runtime for the movie yet, but there is some rumors around that the Marvels will only be an hour and 38 minutes long, which is like 98 minutes, right? Which is pretty tight. It's a pretty tight little movie. Mm-hmm. In fact, it would make it Marvel's shortest feature-length film by a pretty large margin. Okay. So this would be pretty short. Now, if this movie is that short, I don't think it like lowers my expectations too much. If anything, it might mean the movie's a little more focused.
Yeah.
And not too sprawling.
Action-packed.
A tight little movie. Yeah. And it could be one of those things where it's like it takes place over 3 days or something like that, right?
Oh, okay.
Like a real tight like movie.
Yeah. Maybe it takes place over an hour and 38 minutes and it's all
it's like a real time?
Yeah.
Gutsy.
It's an episode of 24.
Gutsy. There have been other Marvel films under 2 hours. In fact, quite a few.
Okay.
They are The Incredible Hulk, Thor the Dark World, the Ant-Man movies under 2 hours, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Thor Love and Thunder. We were talking about Thor Love and Thunder because Thor Love and Thunder had a lot cut out of that movie.
Okay.
That they shot.
Okay.
Like for instance, Lena Headey was a character that was in the movie, and they completely cut. She shot scenes and they cut it out. And that was a movie that got really cut down. A lot of Christian Bale scenes were cut. And maybe to that film's detriment. I don't know.
Yeah, you could tell a little bit.
Yeah. And especially, we've heard director Gina Costa describe the Marvels as wacky.
Oh.
I think the shorter it is makes me lean more toward like a lighter comedic movie, right?
That's certainly
comedies
what the
are usually
trailer,
shorter.
Yeah, that's what the trailer implies.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate. Listen, there was a time on this earth that most movies were under 2 hours.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't hate it. My only question is this because women superheroes make 75% of their runtime of what men do?
Maybe. I think it's a rule. Under my administration, it's a rule.
Then it makes sense. Yeah, I love a movie under 2 hours.
I mean, and Guardians of the Galaxy is a great example of I'm introducing you to 6 characters.
Yeah.
Right? 6?
Yeah.
Is that the right number? And like, we're going to introduce all these characters, give you their motivation, get them together, and introduce a bad guy and wrap it all up.
Yeah, I love it. Economy of words. The Marvels is really gonna. I mean, I like a good tightly written movie. Now, I want some jokes, some nice bonding dialogue.
Yeah.
A shopping spree montage, and a lot of fights.
An eating scene? You need an eating scene.
Oh, yeah. After they go shopping, when they've depleted themselves, they're like, should we be bad and get brunch?
And Kamala's like, I'm not paying for this. And Carol's like, we don't have to pay for anything. Just wipes everyone out. She's the Annihilator.
But then, like, in the back, they're like, you killed the chef. I'm just the sous chef.
She gets everyone in the restaurant who works at the restaurant to get into a car, and then she flies through the car. That shot of her flying through ships, that is a war crime.
No, those are.
You can't tell me that everyone on that Kree ship deserves to die.
They're invading. I mean, maybe while she was like flying by, she was like, I'm going to give you the opportunity to leave for another field of work. Come with me.
The chef, the people who work in the kitchen, the people who work, the janitorial services on those ships, they deserve to die. The Kree war criminals. There's not a nurse. There's not a nursery on board for the families, the Kree families.
You don't take a nursery into a war?
They got there in space for a long time. I don't know. You don't think a family can go to war? I don't know.
I mean, not on that plane. I think they have another plane.
With a separate ship.
A separate ship. That's like, that makes sense. That's like all the kids and wives.
Yeah, you wouldn't bring the ship to the front. You're not expecting that ship to get blown up.
But they did. But then all the wives are like, was that our husband's ship? It just got plowed by a lady.
Oh boy. So of all those short movies, excluding Guardians of the Galaxy, which is over 2 hours, vindicated, which one do you think is the shortest, Gina? Or which are like the 2 shortest movies? Incredible Hulk, Thor the Dark World, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Thor Love and Thunder.
Okay, I'm gonna say purely based on the fact that it did have a lot of comedy in it. Ant-Man. Mm-hmm. And also because of the fact that it was made sort of before those others. I know it was like kind of made around the same time as Iron Man, but because it was like before everyone was like, superhero movies need to be 4 hours long, I'm gonna also say The Incredible Hulk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think you're right about Incredible Hulk. I think Ant-Man and Wasp might actually be shorter than Ant-Man. I think it's pretty zippy, if I remember.
Oh.
Evan, what are the shortest ones?
The shortest ones are The Incredible Hulk. Gina, you're right.
How long was that one?
112 minutes.
Oh, okay.
And Thor the Dark World, which is also 112 minutes.
Oh. So it's an hour 42? No. Yes? No.
I mean, I gotta say, in terms of like rankings where people usually rank their favorites, that's not really an indicator that shorter is better. Because people usually don't like those two.
Yeah, they're not.
I'm not saying.
Well
I just rewatched The Incredible Hulk. Right. We did a breakdown on the channel. It was great.
Yeah.
But I'm saying where people usually put the movies in their rankings.
People love to scrap Thor: The Dark World, which has its issues. I think. Mm-hmm. Maybe that kind of showed that they were trying to tell too much story in too short amount of time.
Yeah. I think The Incredible Hulk has had a resurgence of people being like, not that bad.
Yeah. I mean, there was no template for them.
Yeah.
It was a completely different studio making it.
Yeah. I mean, there's
Edward Norton had a lot to say about the script.
Yeah. Like he had a lot of input, but it set up a lot of fun stuff.
Right.
A lot of fun stuff.
Now, the Marvels is, it's a Captain Marvel sequel, but it's a team-up movie. You have, 3 main characters kind of teaming up in this movie, but it's important to note that none of the major team-up films in the MCU are that short. Like talking about like the Avengers, Captain America: Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame. They're all at least 2 hours and 20 minutes, right? They get pretty long.
Yeah. This is a smaller team up.
Right.
I mean, it's 3 compared to like 6 or all
because
those
Civil
other
War
ones.
is not introducing any new characters except for Spider-Man, but they don't even explain where he comes from. Everyone knows. They never did. The Spider-Man origin turned out to be a weird 3-movie arc, but like they didn't do the whole thing. Now they've kind of tried to skip by saying like, hey, on this show Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan got her powers and that's her origin story. And also Monica Rambeau walked through a hex and that's her origin story.
There's got, I think we're going to find out more. I think we're going to find out more about it. I mean, I'm going to do a rewatch of all of those just so I know. But I do think that there probably are a decent amount of people who haven't seen everything that they need to see to understand this team up, which is another reason I'm surprised if it is short, that it's going to be short, because you would think that they would need to sort of recap it, like when you see. I was going to ask you,
what do you think the line is? How do you think they explain Kamala's powers to no one who's seen the movie?
I think she says, I found a bangle and now I can like make light hard.
Right.
And also I took a self-defense class at the Y.
And that's why I have fighting abilities.
And that's why I can do a jump punch in midair.
I do think a line from like Kamala, as like standing, she's like freaking out.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God, I got this bangle in a Louise S faction. Esque fashion.
Yes.
She goes, oh, I got this bangle and then her mother chimes in with like, oh, and we signed her up for classes at the Y so that she can defend herself.
I do like that. I like the fact that I do think, because she, if you haven't seen the show, she is all about her family and her family's all about her. I do think it would be fun if they were like, we need to prepare you to be a superhero. And
I packed you a bag.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Like they like at first enter her into like the baby class. So it's like her and a bunch of like little like 4-year-olds and she's just like kicking their asses.
Do you think at any point Dar-Ben will be like, target the family? And they'll start shooting the family. That was a Blue Beetle reference.
Maybe the reveal will be that the family has also taken a self-defense class at the Y.
I hope so. If they ever in this movie put the family in danger, I will be angry.
That's how I feel about the Flerkens.
Yeah, the Flerkens they can defend themselves.
I mean, can they? They can eat shit.
Yeah, they can swallow troops whole.
What if someone comes up behind them and
shoots them in the back of the head?
Yeah, or like pokes them in the butt or something.
That would be awful. Just put them out in space. Just drop them from a spaceship. That might be good. Do you think this shorter runtime of the movie could be helpful in a lot of ways? In theory, you can maybe fit one more screening in a day. We're in this weird zone right now where a lot of movies are getting pushed. They're getting pushed back. Dune Part 2 got pushed out, which means like this movie will be able to have like IMAX space. Yeah. It was not gonna have before. Taylor Swift's gonna be in theaters in October, and The Exorcist flinched. The fucking devil flinched. Yeah. When Taylor Swift came knocking. Yeah. The devil said, "You know what, girl? This is your weekend. I'm gonna go over here." It was
the right call.
We'll change the posters. I'm so sorry, Miss Swift. This is the devil speaking.
It's the right call.
I apologize. Please let me get out of your way.
Is the Taylor Swift is it gonna be Halloweeny though? Like, is she gonna be like a spooky fall bitch?
No.
Well then, push it.
She's gonna be a queen, and we stand. We stand, Taylor.
Release it now or push it.
No, it's coming out in October. It's before Halloween.
Once October rolls around, I only want spooky shit.
Maybe I don't know the contents of the concert footage. Maybe it will be secretly spooky. At my concert, she was not very spooky.
Okay. Maybe.
Except to her ex-boyfriends.
Ooh,
she murdered them boys.
That's all it is.
Live on stage.
Lined up ghosts behind her.
Everyone was like,
I'd watch it.
For 10 minutes, everyone was like, "That's Jake Gyllenhaal she's talking about," and everyone was like, "I know." We all know at this concert.
Oh, it's so loud. How are you understanding me when I'm whispering?
When she says at your sister's house, "That's Maggie Gyllenhaal." Is that crazy?
Oh, wait. What was she in? What was she most recently? Who's she married to?
She's married to that guy. I don't remember.
His face is on the tip of my head.
Do you remember the Venom movies?
I definitely remember a Venom movie.
Which one do you remember?
I like just watched one for some research, and I can't remember. I guess it was the one that only came out a couple years ago.
There's been 2. Did it have Woody Harrelson in it?
Was it part 1 and part 2?
It was Venom, and then it was Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
I have seen.
Did the one you watch have Woody Harrelson in it?
No.
Okay, then you watched the first one.
Yeah, okay.
Which was a few years ago.
Likely that it was.
Well, Venom, Let There Be Carnage was 97 minutes. So it would be 1 minute. That would be 1 minute shorter than this movie. And let me say, as someone who had to watch that movie, it was a blessing that it was 97 minutes. But,
wait, it was 40 minutes was just like Woody Harrelson smoking weed and talking about
I wish, dude. That would have helped.
Talking about his conspiracy theories about what they put in American bread.
I mean, the movie is rushed, and it does feel like, oh, this is like kind of a mess. But at the same time, you're like, thank God there's not a padded 30 minutes in this movie that I don't need, right?
Yeah.
It got through its story, and it was quick, little breezy, zip, zap, zap. We're done.
Yeah. Okay.
So sometimes that could be good and could benefit.
You're saying if the movie is bad, it being shorter is good.
It doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. I mean, I remember, like, Men in Black, I think is a great example of a movie that's very good. The first one.
Yeah.
It's very short, and when that movie is over, you're like, man, I wish there was more of this movie.
Oh yeah.
I would love to know more about this story.
Wanting more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good rule.
So I
of
think
thumb.
Men in Black is pretty short.
Also, I don't want to have to take a pee break in the middle of a movie.
Yes.
Like I don't.
Especially when I gotta sit there for
to.
10 minutes through the credits.
Yeah.
I gotta see your dumb little post-credit scene.
Yeah, I mean, listen, watch the credits. Those people all worked hard.
No, I agree. Every name I see, I say thank you.
But yeah, like I don't want to like you know they have that do they still have that website where it tells you when to pee?
Yeah, well, if you Google are there post credit scenes? Usually Google.
But no, there's a specific website that you're like,
it tells you when to pee.
Yeah, what's the best part to pee during?
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, there's like a long speech that doesn't add anything to it. Go and pee like as soon as this person says this word.
Yeah.
I would rather just sit through the movie and not have to worry about when to pee. So I can make it without peeing 1 hour and 38 minutes.
There you go. She can do it, folks. Mm-hmm. Will she make
Dare
it?
me.
We'll have a live cam to check. I mean, when I saw Oppenheimer, I did not bring a soda. I did not buy a soda at that
prepared.
movie. Yeah, I went like right before the movie started.
Yeah.
I did not drink a lot that morning.
Wow.
I went to like a 2 p.m. showing also. So I would have like less fluids in my body. I went earlier in the day.
Like you went to a sauna beforehand to really like dehydrate
that movie
yourself?
And The Way of Water, because I was like, I will never watch The Way of Water outside of a movie theater with the glasses. Like, there's no reason to watch the Avatar movies in 2 dimensions.
Yeah.
They
were showing it on a plane the other day.
The point of that movie is to be in the 3D and see the craziness, right?
Yeah.
That's the point. The story is not the fucking point of those movies. So for that movie, same thing. And I went to a theater with the recline seats because I feel like it puts my bladder in a better spot.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not squishing my bladder.
Yeah, you really put a lot of thought into this.
I have to pee during like every movie, and it's awful. Dude, The Eternals, I thought I was gonna die. I literally thought, there was a famous astronomer, Tycho Brahe, who he died. He was a very eccentric dude, very interesting. He was having dinner with, I believe, the king.
Okay.
I want to say he was maybe from Belgium. Okay. Or he might have been from the Netherlands or Dutch, somewhere around there. Anyways, he's having dinner with the king or like someone of noble status, and it was rude to like leave the dinner table before he had to piss. He didn't leave, and his bladder ruptured.
Oh no!
It killed him.
What? So you were willing to die for Eternals? I
was willing to die for Eternals.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, like, it was that situation of like, movie ends, they do the first post-credit scene. I was like, well, I probably have 10 minutes.
Yeah.
During all these credits. And it was like, I can't even stand up. You do that shuffle, you're like, oh, God. But I gotta get back to see my boy Harry.
Yeah, hasn't paid off yet.
We'll get to that.
You almost died and it hasn't paid off yet.
That's a 2029 problem, Gina. That's a 2029 problem. But in the end, aren't we all excited for the Marvels? I am excited for the Marvels. I really think Iman Vellani's great.
Yeah, I'm
very excited to see.
This is one of the reasons to get this strike over with. She's fantastic in interviews.
Yeah.
She's just her energy is infectious.
She's written a Miss Marvel comic.
Ooh, yeah.
They killed off her character in the comics.
Yeah.
Which is really a rite of passage, I believe.
Yeah.
That makes you better.
They all die.
She's coming back, and she's coming back as a mutant, like official capital M mutant. They're kind of like killing off the Inhumans because they're done with that. They own their baby
They're like,
mutants
they
again.
suffocated in the Terrigenesis mist.
The Inhumans were their stepchildren that now that their biological kids have come back, they're like, you can go now.
I mean, listen, all you have to do is say like, they went back to the moon.
They all went back to Kree.
Like they're on the moon now.
They're on the moon now.
You thought their home was destroyed?
Yeah, they're with Black Bolt and the other one. And that giant dog, who I guess is an Inhuman? I don't know. I know his name's Lockjaw, but that's only because of Marvel Snap.
Yeah. Yeah, he can teleport people through space.
Great. Don't like Lockjaw and Kamala Khan hang out for a while?
I don't know.
I thought they were buddies at one point in the comics.
I mean, I'm a big fan of any pets in the MCU. I'm a Flerken fan. I'm a Lockjaw fan. Mm-hmm. So I hope they do. I hope she's like, hey, you guys got a big cool dog?
Hey.
My mom won't let me have dogs.
Hey,
Let's
sorry,
out.
Only mutants here now. Only mutants here.
Only mutants in the building?
Only mutants in the building.
All right, so some questions about the Marvels. GSU Eagle asking, do you think we'll see a flashback of Captain Marvel destroying the Supreme Intelligence, giving her the name the Annihilator, and showing why Dar-Ben doesn't like her?
I mean, that would make the most sense. I would love to know, we kind of focused on that on the second trailer that came out, like that the fact that Dar-Ben calls her the Annihilator, the fact that she flies through entire ships, murdering thousands at once. But yeah, because she did kill the Supreme Intelligence or destroyed it.
Yeah, it seems. I mean, if the Supreme Intelligence can be killed.
Yeah, that was like their god.
Yeah.
And to like show up and just wipe it out and be like, I'm out. Bye.
I like to imagine that Dar-Ben does not like her because like there's a lot of woman power going on with like, with the three central characters, and I feel like Dar-Ben is like, why don't I? Like Dar-Ben is like
got friends.
Samantha in the most recent seasons of Sex and the City.
It's called In Just Like That.
Why, where am I? Why didn't I get invited to brunch and a shopping spree? And then Dar-Ben is like, I'm pissed. And she's like pretending it's because she annihilated their god, but really it's because she wanted to be invited along.
It might be interesting if they establish a history of Dar-Ben and like Carol Danvers when she was Veers. And like, hey, we fought together. We were working together, and now you just flew through a ship with my husband on it.
Yeah, she was on that ship. Yeah. She was on that ship, like looking and being like, "What's that? What's that going towards my husband's ship?
What is that glowing woman doing? Oh my god!"
Yeah, I think it's implied, right, that we're going to see a lot of memories.
I think so.
Probably. I mean, look, if we all looked at our memories, especially some from our early 20s, we would be like, ugh.
Bad memory.
So I think Carol's going to see some stuff, and she's going to be like, damn,
I did that. I did my hair like that?
Wow.
What was I thinking? There's also, at the end of Secret Invasion, they tossed in like, the Kree are ready for peace talks. And clearly Dar-Ben's not.
Oh,
I still like the idea that Dar-Ben's like this kind of fundamentalist. And it's like, whether or not she does see Carol Danvers as an Annihilator, she's calling her that to be like, you gotta stop this crazy glowing lady. She's an Annihilator. It's in her name.
I mean, I guess it is possible, depending on how much they want to pretend that Secret Invasion happened. Which who knows? But I guess it's possible that they're like, the Kree are ready for peace talks. Yeah. Carol is sort of facilitating that. And she's the only one that stands in the way. So like so Dar-Ben is like, if I kill her, we can go back to being a war-loving race of aliens like we should be.
We should be obsessed with evolution.
I didn't spend the last 20 years not eating carbs and working out every day in the morning to not be ready for war.
Yeah. I got a Cosmorod. I'm going to use it.
Yeah. I paid all this money for a Peloton subscription.
Yeah.
And I'm the only one that still uses it.
Yeah.
And my friends all said that it was going to fall out of fashion, and I'm not going to give them the satisfaction.
I'm still doing it.
Of proving that they were right.
Right. Do you think we'll get a shot of Nick Fury coming on back up to Saber? He'll run into Monica Rambeau, and he's like, Monica, I just need to apologize for all those secret invasions. And she'll be like, I don't care about that. Yeah. We're not here to talk about that.
Like Monica's gonna be like, I'm sorry, what happened? And he's like, did you see it on the news? Yeah. The president was attacked by some scrolls. Were you not? And she's like, I rented a cabin in Big Bear that weekend. She's
like, we were on the other side of the planet when that was happening. We didn't see any of that. I don't know.
I didn't.
Do you even think we'll see Priscilla in Secret Invasion?
You know what? I kind of hope we see her. I kind of hope like she's like up there and she's like a badass up there. Like maybe she's like teaching classes or whatever it is she like was posing as all these years. And then like Nick Fury is like, all right, let's roll like with the Marvels and then she's like, I'm sorry, you're not even gonna check with me before you leave? And he's like, honey, I need to go and help the ladies. And she's like, okay, because we had reservations on this spaceship restaurant at 7 p.m. I'm not mad. I just want a little notice.
Yeah. I think it'll be revealed that Nick Fury was banging a bunch of Skrulls.
There's going to be like
and now that she's on the ship, it's going to be like, you know, a Skrull coming up to Nick Fury and being like, hey, Nick, good to see you. And she'll be like, who the fuck was that?
Yeah. Or maybe it'll be like
he'll be like, we talked about this, Priscilla.
Yeah. I was going to say,
cool.
all the older couples in the Marvels
you said it didn't bother you.
They have an agreement. Like in Quantumania, they were both like, yeah, I got my fuck on too. And they're like, good for you, honey.
Yeah, it was 20
years, I was in the quantum realm. There was limited penis down there, but there was penis.
Yeah. Yeah, Hank was like, I went on one date.
Yeah.
The rest of them I didn't date. I just met them up. One date, and it didn't go well. So the rest of them, there was no date. We just met and got it on.
Shaq Diesel asking, do you guys think Miss Marvel will retrieve the second bangle and wear it? And
like dual bangle?
Yeah, dual bangle.
Oh, I hope so.
I hope so, and I hope they play the bangles while it happens. I don't care if it's on the nose. I want it.
I would like her to double bangle.
Burning an eternal flame.
That's the Bangles, I assume.
That's the Bangles.
Okay, great.
As someone born in 2002, you wouldn't know that.
I wouldn't know that. I hope she does wear both bangles and it amplifies her power and we get like a fun thing that mutants can do when they have like a secondary mutation. That would be very interesting.
I mean, I think she'll do the equivalent of like a Hulk smash. Like this, like banging them together, I think will like shockwave out.
I mean, it would be interesting if she gets both bangles and it unlocks a secondary mutation. And because they have movie budget, they do an actual embiggening where it's no longer just the light that embiggens, she starts to embiggen. And I think that was what really prevented it on the show. I mean, it's a smart change because visually, you know, we haven't had a Mr. Fantastic since Fan Four Stick, which didn't look great. The technology's tough. It took them a long time to make a good Hulk on screen, right?
Yeah, and also
it's expensive.
they've never made a Hulk as big as he can get.
Right.
Comics,
they've never made
like
Ang Lee did. Ang Lee made a fucking big
I guess
Hulk.
that's true.
That Hulk was huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, doing like an actual embiggening would be cool. You know, we know they can do it with like Ant-Man, right? They've made him big. He's still in a suit. It's easier because you don't have skin. Skin is what makes it hard.
Yeah.
To make it look realistic.
I think also what's hard is like all the stuff you interact with.
Yeah.
Like even in Quantumania, it looked a little strange when he's like huge and knocking.
That was the hardest thing about Quantumania that I didn't like. Was when he embiggens in the quantum realm, it's hard to tell. You have no sense of scale.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how big the fucking buildings are in Chronopolis. Was that Chronopolis?
I think it was never. They
more?
never say.
They never say the name of the city.
It's. I think it's implied.
I don't know. We'll never know.
There's no way to tell.
No way to tell.
Darth Avaguaco asking, what other non-related MCU character or reference would you personally want to see in this movie? I think they're asking like, is there like a future, like a tease, like a you know, if they reference like Fantastic Four or something, and then also AntCW asking, chances we see Rocket like we do in the Captain Marvel comic series they're adapting.
Rocket's interesting because you know they can make Rocket whenever they want, right? And you get Bradley Cooper to come in and do the voice, and I don't think Bradley Cooper was. I could be wrong. I don't think he was as like fervent as like Dave Bautista of like, I'm only working on James Gunn, I'm never gonna be Drax again, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I feel like Bradley Cooper, I don't know if Bradley Cooper was ever like, I'll keep doing Rocket, that's easy.
I mean, they ended that story so well.
Yeah, he's still on the Guardians.
I think like bringing him back eventually would be great. I think it's a little too soon. I think especially because people are still like watching that movie and rewatching it. I think like bring him back in like a year, so that people can be like, oh my God, Rocket, he's still so great. I love him so much. But bring him back now. Too soon a little bit.
I would love like a Celestial, like not like fucking Thor.
Yeah.
Love and Thunder, but like a real Celestial interaction, or like an interaction with the Eternals would be very interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe, we see Icarus come through the other side of the sun and he's like, fuck, I'm not dead!
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna die.
I mean, I just want any, like, if they are for sure being like, she's a mutant, mutants exist, give me any mutant.
It's a little mutant action.
Any where she meets someone else and
I feel like they're not gonna do anything until Deadpool 3's over. No real mutant stuff.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, there are some very like tertiary mutants that maybe she needs a Morlock.
Right. If we're getting closer to Secret Wars, and again, Nita Costa said, this movie has implications. They all say that,
I know.
They all have implications in some fashion to the rest of the, MCU.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, something that really establishes what's happening. Like they see an incursion happening, or like a fucking hole opens up in space and a king pops through it. It's like, hi! And we can't see his face because we're not sure who it is. We just hear, it's you. It's the Flash. Who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And it just cuts to black and we never see who it is.
Yeah.
Harry Styles comes back. I don't know, something like that.
I mean, I'm still waiting for Blade to do some cool stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I would
Blade
love,
and Moon Knight fly by in a spaceship.
I would love to see more Moon Knight. I would love to see more Moon Knight. Oh, but you could also have like the Scarlet Scarab. Is that her name?
Yeah, I believe so.
Like have her come in, like since it's like all ladies, and she's like, did someone say you needed a fourth?
And she's like, they're like, can you fly in space? And she's like, no.
Yeah, she's like,
bye.
I have the powers of like an Egyptian beetle thing.
Hit the bricks, lady.
Well, no,
she's a fucking
god.
avatar for a god.
Yeah, I know, but what can she do?
She can probably fly through space.
She has those cool wings.
They got gods in space.
Yeah, you can fly with those wings in space.
All right, last two questions here. Okay. Ryan Painter asking, who out of the main three are you most looking forward to seeing again in the movie?
Kamala Khan. Easily Kamala.
That's a good question because I am excited about Kamala Khan. I feel like we've seen the least of Monica Rambeau.
Right. Certainly powered up.
Yeah, like even in WandaVision, it was like there was so much going on in that show, and it was so great that like even when she showed up, I was like, get back to like the cool TV references.
Get back to the witch.
So I want to see what she can do. I want to see what Monica. But I am most excited about Kamala Khan. But I want to see what exciting things Monica Rambeau can do. Right. I think she's pissed off about her mom, and I want to see. I want to see her punch.
Yeah, I think this is a chance for like Kamala and Monica Rambeau to shine, but also some real steady story from Carol. I think would be good. You've established this character. Yeah, she was very important. Let's see some good like kind of establishment of who she is and what she's doing now, because what we saw of her mostly was from 20 years ago, and like we don't know what she's been up to and like who she is. And then she showed back up on Earth and fought Thanos, and it was like, gotta go again, sorry.
Yeah, I got places to be. I'm excited about the choreography on 3-person fights. Like Marvel,
swapping places and stuff.
Yeah, like there are some awesome Marvel fight scenes, like the Daredevil hallway fight scene is amazing. They've done like other stuff like that. The most recent Guardians hallway fight scene where they're all doing it. But like, seeing 3 people choreographing a fight with 3 people is so cool. Yeah. So I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah.
And then Rodney Clay's asking the age-old question: will there be any reference to the dead dead Celestial in the ocean?
This movie, absolutely not. No reference. Now, I hope we learn about Xandar in this movie. I would love to get an update on Xandar.
I mean, if you were ever going to see that dead Celestial again, like, it would be fun if they did like a Great Wall of China thing where it's like, hey, you can see it from space.
Yeah.
Look at that guy.
Yes, that might be the reference. They're like flying away, and Kamala's like, what the hell is that? And Nick Fury's like, you didn't see anything.
He's like, we still got to deal with that later. We'll do it later. It's become a tourist destination.
But yeah, Xandar, Thanos decimated it to get the Power Stone. We don't know if the whole planet was destroyed. We don't know if just the city of Xandar was destroyed. And then, because it wasn't part of the snap, the unsnap done by Hulk. We don't know if that like brought anyone who died back. People who died just from Thanos showing up and killing everyone. I don't know.
That's true.
So we don't know the state of Xandar and like the Nova Corps and if it's even still there.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Because they were gonna make this Nova show / movie, and then that supposedly is maybe not on the books anymore. So we don't know.
They destroy a lot of planets in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, they gotta go.
And I'll let us go out on this. As our resident Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan, Gina, there was one person in the chat that said, "Give us Quake." Thank you, Kiana Chanel.
Listen, I would love it. I still would love if they were just like, okay, fine, like it's in the multiverse, like there's an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that happened. It's really great,
here's the deal, like with Secret Wars, you know, being the end of the multiverse saga, and I think if they're like the comics, it's gonna be like we're getting rid of multiverses and just gonna be one universe now.
Yeah.
It would be a good time to be like, hey, we're gonna bring back Coulson from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. universe, which was a separate timeline and whatever. We're gonna bring him in. We'll bring in Quake. It's fine.
I mean, I will say that
we'll bring in a few other characters. Maybe they bring in like Jessica Jones or whatever. They do whatever they want.
Yeah,
they bring in your Miles Morales, and then boop. Now we're off to the races with Phase 8.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing: if they're getting rid of Inhumans, Quake was an Inhuman, so it's not great. Things don't bode well for her. No. But yeah, there was so much fun stuff, and they do time travel in that last season. Yeah. So there is, and you know, like there's like crossover, like they had an an Agent Carter crossover where they were like, this guy, you're in love with Agent Carter? Well, now, why don't you meet Quake? You like strong women? Let's get these two together. But yeah, I would love to see all those characters at some point. You know, I know it's fan servicey, but gimme that sweet.
I mean, I think they like doing a little fan service every now and then in the MCU.
Yeah. Maybe they're saving it for when like numbers are dipping and they're like, we need a stunt.
They want Quake. People want Quake. Remember that show from 10 years ago? People want Quake.
At some point, someone's just going to be like, oh, is that a little Quake? Oh, I didn't feel anything. Okay, never mind. And that's going to be, and then they're like, did you get it?
Did you get it? Well, we'll point it out in a video. Don't worry, folks. Well, that's our show for today. Thanks so much for stopping by. We hope you enjoyed our long talk about the Marvels. If you have any
longer
thoughts,
than the movie.
Longer than the movie might be. If you have any thoughts or theories about the movie, drop them in the chat below.
Yeah.
Throw them in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the Breakroom channel right here on YouTube and give us a follow on Twitch, where we do these shows live and we talk to the chat and we have a great time. Come hang out. It's lots of fun. We're doing a rewatch series right now of Loki. We have Loki re-breakdowns coming out on the new Rockstars channel soon. Lots of fun stuff. We're in the middle of the Ahsoka watches, breakdowns, everything's happening, folks.
So much,
We're having a great
stuff.
time. So
Tell
check
us
it
what
out.
Nickelodeon shows you want to break down.
Yeah, let's watch some Nickelodeon shows. We'll do that all. Anything you want. Anything you want.
Please like us. Please like us.
We'll catch you next time. Late skaters and goodbye.